I can tell you the last season of Atlanta was bad. The last 2 seasons of The OC sucked. This season, I mean, is it just time? Is it just time to cut back maybe?
They just need to find, I think they need to find a new city. I think they need to find, if they can get Jennifer Coolidge and a great cast in New Orleans, people will watch. And I
Let's
haven't even watched The White Lotus yet. I'm only going off Best in Show. It's like one of the greatest movies of all time. I love her.
let's it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
I love her.
Coming
Yeah.
hot
So
off White Lotus. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if her, like, she's now too hot as an actress, like, and it's really on fire. Not, you're saying not
when
really.
when I heard that when this friend of mine said that she was going to do it, I'm like, what? I like disbelief. But then I thought, you know what? She might do that. She gets to stay in New Orleans. They're going to probably pay her a nice salary because she's already successful, and it's a new city. People forget about the bad cities. I don't know. Like, and it's the same production company that does Salt Lake City is looking to do New Orleans.
Which is New York City too, Shed
Yep, yep,
Media.
yep, 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 yep. That's right. That's what she said.
I mean, if you could get Jennifer Coolidge, but she just has to, like, I mean, listen, if I were her, I'd call Lisa Rinna. I mean, actress to actress, and be like, what's, I
He
mean,
does not need to call Lisa Rinna. Do not call Lisa Rinna.
but
Hell no.
she has to understand, like, you go in with the best intentions, but you just, like your friend, like, look, I do think there's a way to do it right, but I don't know. You really have to. That's a conversation. Like, your friend could get the advice from you, and you give the same advice I do. So it's good advice. You can teach this course with me. We'll make lots of money. But
Okay.
I mean, you have to really have that conversation with yourself. Like, you have to, you can't get caught up in it. You can't. You can't
I
ever
think
believe
I
the
think
hype.
she's got one of those personalities that's like so disarming, and she's funny. I think she'd have great timing, and I think that she'd run circles around some of these women where they wouldn't just even know how to deal with her. And she could do a little bit of reality, like being who she is, and mix it with a little bit of acting. She's got that kind of personality where you just like, what did you just say? You're like, are you
Will
serious?
will your friend go off the rails though? I mean, it's hard when people come for you. People will come for you. I mean, like,
Yeah,
these people that hate Lisa Rinna today loved her at one point. I mean,
sure. They loved
someone
her.
someone told me that they went to, like, we were at BravoCon, and they were waiting at the barricade, and they, and they're like, and I was like, who was the rudest? Erica. She wouldn't do pictures with anyone. I was like, you know what? Like, it's almost like I get it, because, like, the same people that now you want a picture with her, have you said horrible things about her online? So it's like, that's the thing to remember. Don't believe the hype, because these same people that love you, the version of you they think will tear you to pieces. Like,
Yeah,
all my little listeners here that love me so dearly,
yeah.
if you all turn on me one day, it won't shock me. I hope you don't, but they
the,
just,
the the
that's,
girl that I know, the friend in New Orleans, and I don't know her well, but she's a successful businesswoman. She's a mother. She's got a great husband. She's the real deal. She really is. She's the full package. She's beautiful. She could be great, but I think, based on what she said, she's like, I'm just not a fighter. I'm too sensitive. And I said, well, you just have to remember that these aren't your friends. These aren't your friends. It's a cast, and you know that you're delivering some drama. And it's just, it's a fine line, David, between being friends. Because I was shocked on the Potomac thing when they all went out to the club when they were in Miami, and they showed the video of them drinking and hugging each other. And I thought that was such insight for the fans to see. They were just pissed off, calling each other every name in the book at dinner. And then they're like, who's going out to the club? And then you see them hugging each other. I love you. You're my girl. Kissing. That goes to show the viewer how not true the show is. They all know what the job is, and they can forget about it until it goes too far, i.e. Denise Richards.
yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why, like, you look at, like, a Denise, an LVP. Like, it's just like, Rinna,
Yeah.
you are hated. Like, these people are literally like, don't let the door slam you in the face. Like, because it takes a lot to really, like, when you're mad at someone, you don't like them. Then when you hear they're down, you're like,
Right.
oh, I feel bad. You don't feel bad for long, but this was just like, thank God, like, goodbye, bitch. Like, Vanderpump was thrilled. Denise was probably thrilled. It's just like, screw you, right? I mean, I'm shocked she doesn't run into, I'm like, I guess you said she doesn't really go out that much, Rinna.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, maybe now she's going to go out in other cities. I mean, she's definitely swirling around, in when she was in Europe I
She's
heard
not going to Craig's at night or the Ivy during the day.
I don't think she really did. She's not going to, Giorgio Baldi. She's not going to these places. I mean, where have you, maybe she went to Craig's with Harry and her kids every once in a while, but that's not her. You know what I mean? I think that she was,
I do.
I think this part for me, and I probably cut her more slack than a lot of people would, just because I think that in her mind, she was doing her job and it went too far, and she's responsible for that. No two ways about it. It's solely on her. But I think she got used in the same way, different, but in the same way that Brandi got used. Dorinda got used. I mean, there's people that just get used. And yeah, and she was great with them for a while. But then it got to the point where it's like, if you're willing to just keep pushing the envelope and, doubling down on the behavior and people don't like you, we can't save you. And I do believe, I mean, I saw a couple Watch What Happens Live when Andy was telling her, like, you're a disaster on social media. Just put it down. Stop doing all this. And I felt like he was giving her solid advice, but she just couldn't get out of her own way because she loves the attention.
I agree with all of that. I think she was definitely used.
No.
And I think that like she said on this she's like, I did my job. She said, I can sleep knowing that I showed up because look, you said she is a hustler. She's a worker. She is a worker. I think she did do the job description. This was it. And it's almost like, even if it's happening, which I don't think you do lose sight after 8 years, especially when you did it successfully. But which even though everyone gets fired, it's almost like you can't stop it. You know what I mean? Like, it's even like you got used. I don't really think she knew she was being used, but even if you did, what else could she have done? It's like the train has left the station.
And I agree with you. And I also think that the confusing thing is that when you're out in public, if someone could be hating you and writing a smear on IG and social media, I hate you, and the poop emoji and all these things, and saying the worst things, but if they ran into you at Whole Foods, they would want to take a picture with you, and they would never say any of this to your face because, as LVP said to me a long time ago, celebrity trumps everything.